Hello everyone, I'm your hostess with the mostest, 8-Second Gaming, and in today's video we're going to be talking about some potential changes coming to the meta. Because hot off the heels of the ALGS Championship, congrats to Dark Zero by the way, we are now getting some confirmation that changes are on the way for some of the top legends in the meta right now. One of the TSM members and Josh Medina had a conversation on Twitter where they did kind of confirm that there are some changes coming into the game for at least Gibraltar and Valkyrie. So we're going to be breaking that stuff down. By the end of this video, you'll understand just kind of exactly what's going on with these changes and even a little bit more. But while these legends may be getting nerfed, something that could always use a buff is your game sense. And if you're looking to really improve it, then you need to check out the GameLeap website right now. Over there, we have top level coaches creating 10 plus guides a week, all to make you the best Apex player you can possibly be. No matter what you're struggling with, we have a solution for you. So click the link in the description, pick yourself up a membership, or I won't get you anything from the gas station next time I go. But okay, so why Gibraltar and Valkyrie? Why those two legends specifically? We know there are other strong legends in the meta right now, but why are those two getting targeted? Well, to start off, Gibraltar's been a strong legend since Season 3, and now we're going on to Season 14 pretty soon here. That is a lot of seasons where Gibraltar has been basically a staple pick in most of the team comps. He is essentially the multi-tool of the Apex world. He has a ton of answers for a ton of different situations, and if you're ever in dire need of something, he can just throw his bubble down. It gives you mobile cover that nobody can shoot through, gives you a faster revive. It did used to give you faster heals, but thankfully they nerfed that. He also has a very strong ultimate that can do a multitude of things. It can cut off rotations, it can cut off line of sight, it can kill entire teams. It's so useful. But that's not it. He also has fortified and a gun shield, so he can soak so much damage in fights, and he's so good in a lot of those close range battles. He is basically the legend that if you have no idea who to play or what to do, you just pick him because he's always a safe bet. And Valkyrie is not very different right now. She had almost a 100% pick rate in some of the ALGS brackets this weekend. Her ultimate opens up so much potential for teams in game. They leave a lot of situations kind of up in the air because the answer always is just Valk ult and then land on something. Teams don't have to think about rotations as much because they can just Valk ult. Teams don't have to plan out if they need to use jump towers and not because they can just Valk ult. And actually in some cases in game, not even just ALGS, but in ranked games also, you can have the best spot in game and have it go quickly to the worst spot in game because of teams Valk ulting and landing beside you. Now, Respawn has been playing around with nerfing these legends. We did see Valkyrie get nerfed where she can no longer free spin as she flies up, but that really didn't change a whole lot. We saw Gibraltar lose the fast heals and also some changes to his gun shield, and that also didn't change a lot. So what could Respawn do to change these legends so they're not basically must-have picks? And to be honest, I really don't know. There's not a lot of changes to Gibraltar that could be made that will potentially just break his character completely and have him be almost worthless. One idea that was thrown around a bit was giving the bubble a potential health pool, so if you throw it down, people can just spray and break it. But I think that would lead to the bubble either having too much health where it would never be worth it, or too little health so that it just breaks like paper. And for Valkyrie, Respawn actually did play around with removing her ability to scan beacons. But then they realized that it wouldn't really change anything because teams would just add a recon legend into the comp, and Valkyrie would still have the same issues because they still have beacon knowledge. Maybe just upping the cooldown of her ultimate would help out a little bit. Lifeline used to have a 5-minute cooldown on her care package, so maybe Valkyrie just needs a longer cooldown. I don't know, but some legends that do need buffs are definitely out there as well. We have a ton of off-meta legends, some that have never been good in the game to begin with. One of those legends being Mirage. He's never been a good pick in the game. Now, for longtime viewers of the channel who know that I talk about Mirage a lot, I don't hate the character, I just tell it how it is. I used to think that Lobo was bad, but now she's actually good, and I admit that. If Respawn is able to add something to Mirage's kit where it makes him actually viable and punishes you for shooting the decoys more than just a little blip on your screen, I think Mirage could actually move into the meta. Definitely still an off-meta pick, but it'd be something kind of along the lines of Mad Maggie, where certain niche team comps will be able to use them. Or maybe we potentially see another Lifeline buff coming into the game, where she becomes a viable support once again and you see teams picking her up over Newcastle or Gibraltar. Because if Gibraltar's getting nerfed, maybe Lifeline steps into the limelight of this support once again. I think if Gibraltar loses his throne as the best support, Newcastle takes it automatically with his ability to create cover in endgame situations, but there are some situations situations where potentially Lifeline could be used, so maybe we see her come back into play. And then a legend that's not technically bad in the meta, but I think would be an interesting pick to actually be a staple on team comps would be Bangalore. We've never actually seen a Bangalore meta. There was the issue with her smokescreen where people were using it as kind of a one-way mirror, and also in like preseason, season 0, people did play her a lot, but that was only because there wasn't a whole lot of legends. We've never actually seen Bangalore be that go-to pick in a team comp apart from Shiv FPS. So maybe if they've changed it so that her ultimate exploded a little bit faster or just something like that, we could see Bangalore take a spot in the meta. But anyway, now I have a question for you guys. If you could make one legend become meta just with the snap of your fingers, who would you want it to be? Let me know in the comments down below. Let's see what people think. But with all this being said, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did and you want to stay up to date with the latest and greatest Apex Legends tips, tricks, and news, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Also, if you want to be notified when we post new videos, ring that bell also. Thank you guys all for watching. Once again, I'm 8 Second Gaming, and I will see you in the next one.